Why Beerbiceps is having problem. Now, I am a great fan of Beerbiceps. His podcasts are wonderful. I have listened to many podcasts of his. But why Beerbiceps is having a problem? First of all, Beerbiceps is a very spiritual person. So he started making all people come to his thing who talk about to spirituality. He called one Rinpoche, he called a lot of people and he started speaking. Now that I am not telling it is wrong. Now he got very impressed with the Bhairava sadhana and I think he started doing Bhairava sadhana. Now, I have always told when you do the Ugra Devata sadhana, the vortex opens up. The negative black vortex opens up. Shiva in his tamasic form is the Bhairava. Now, he got engrossed in it and I think he must have started doing the Bhairava sadhana. So, the first problem happened. He and his girlfriend were about to be swept in the Goa waters and that became a very big news for him as a person. The second problem which is happening is that there is a death threat which is happening for him as a person because he has spoken about some video and about that, though he had apologized and many people have said we will offer 5 lakhs or something like that. Remember, when you do the Ugra Devata sadhana, you are bound to create a lot of enemies. There are a lot of inimical people you are bound to create. Your life will become a battle. Your life will become a war. So, I request, first of all, Beerbiceps, stop the Bhairava sadhana. Otherwise, your life is going to get more and more complicated. More and more enmity will come. Death-like situations will start appearing. Because when you do Bhairava sadhana, you are doing sadhana on death. That is the problem. Now, in this video, we will be putting a clipping of people who do Bhairava sadhana. They are like Unmat. They are like little crazy. They dance. If you see in Kumbh Mela, all those pictures have come. Now, the so-called saint of Coimbatore, he says, I am doing Bhairava sadhana. He will become like that. He will have death threats unfolding in front of him. But since he is not doing the sadhana, nothing is happening for him as a person. So the point is, promotion is very different from reality. I know somebody who is a Tambram who stays in Delhi and he was a GM of a big organization. He started doing Bhairava sadhana. There was some acquisition about his work. He was forced to resign. He never went back to work. So that is the power of the sadhana which will have an impact. So don't do Ugra sadhana. For example, Mamata Kulkarni, I am not telling whether they have given Mahamandaleshwar or something like that. That's a different story. She was convicted for drug offenses. Her husband had a case for secretly selling amphetamines, which is a drug. The National Institute Agency started haunting them and they started running out of the country. Now, after the case got resolved, she came back and for some odd reason, she is doing it. So her life is like a war. She got into drug dealing, she got into all kinds of cases, complication. So, Mamata Kulkarni started getting into drug smuggling. Her husband got into drug smuggling. So, if they are doing that kind of a sadhana like Bhairav, all that particular thing, it's okay. For example, Pablo Escobar or the entire drug cartel will go to the graveyard. They'll put AC graveyard. Can you believe it? They will just make a graveyard and they'll make a AC out of a graveyard. So that is the level of the sadhana which they do. They invoke the dead, they sell the thing across. Can we handle it? Now, simply saying Mahakal, simply saying Mahakali, all those sadhanas are very, very difficult to do. You are playing with death, you are playing with time. So, please, I request you, avoid the sadhana of Ugra Devata. Try to worship Shiva in a very sattvic form, like Mrutyunjayeswarar, like Baidyanath. Nothing is going to happen. But when you do it in the tamasic form, it is going to have a massive impact. Yad devata tat bhava, yad devata tat circumstances, yad devata, that is the problem for Beerbiceps. Now, I am not trying to become famous by using Beerbiceps' name. I genuinely like Allabadia. He's a nice guy, just that he got messed up with the sadhana across. So please understand, there will be a lot of enemies which will be coming across when you do Ugra Devata Sadhana. If you have enemies, you do Ugra Devata Sadhana. Otherwise, don't mess up your life.